Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be exploring the history of Sydney's goods line. The goods line is effectively a rail trail made up of the old rail line that linked Sydney Yard to the port at Darling Harbour, or the old port at Darling Harbour, and was later extended to Dulwich Hill. It's an old freight line. This line opened in 1855, and that extension to Dulwich Hill opened in 1922. The port at Darling Harbour closed in the 1980s, and in 1997 the Inner West Light Rail line opened from Central to Pyrmont using part of the old rail alignment. So you got the line here headed towards Central, but as you turn this corner and head up the track a little bit, that is the old rail alignment of the old freight line through to the Darling Harbour port and also the main line at Dulwich Hill. As years went on, the light rail line was extended to Lilyfield and then Dulwich Hill using this old rail alignment. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to walk from the Dulwich Hill end, or I should say Powerhouse Museum end of the goods line right through to the Sydney Yard end. Some of the tracks still exist along the alignment. And there's actually a few railway related things along here as well that they've kept. So in these garden beds you can see remnants of the tracks and the old points lever. Very well done. I had done a video on this a good few years ago, more than a few years ago, but decided to do a bit more of an in-depth one, a bit less rushed, because I think the first part I did of this was quite rushed. Here we have the Marianne Street culvert. I'll zoom in so you all can have a bit of a read of that. Here we go. Just pause the video, have a bit of a read, and then resume the video when you're done. Now, interestingly enough, if you press these things here, water comes out of them. So yeah, there's train tracks still visible, well, in quite a few spots. You have this UTS Business School building, which I believe is supposed to resemble a paper bag. A very unique building, I suppose. There's a room here for people to play ping pong, students and all. Very weird but very interesting building. Bit of a lawn area. Lots of beautiful plants too. So I'm in my element. Train enthusiast, exploring history, and I am a gardener as well. We've got the old railway bridge here, but before we look at the old rail bridge, we have another view of the paper bag building. And the remnants of the old signal box. Only the levers remain. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you all a look at these bits and pieces here. So another thing where you just pause the video, have a read, and then resume when you're done. We'll have a look at all of them, and then we'll have a look at the signal box. So we'll start off with the information here. Writing on the front too. What was once a gritty working class inner suburb is now an attractive hub for residents, workers and students. From here to the world. So this is to do with the signal box. So after this one, I'll actually show you the signal box, or what's left of it. There it is when it was in one piece. Yeah, unfortunately, as it said in that bit of information there, is the it was set alight, unfortunately. So you got the signal levers there. Would have been a beautiful building in its time for sure. Ultimo Road underbridge, which is the bridge we're about to go over. So just keep that in mind. There's the bridge to the right. Oh yeah, pretty much to the right of the photo. With the KB tooth lager. Beautiful old steam locomotive hauling some old cars. those known as island shunters were given the dangerous task of breaking apart and joining train carriages by hand. Right, you've got the diagram showing the arrangement of roads and signals, which we'll get to in just a moment. There's a beautiful photo looking over the goods line. Let's walk over the Ultimo Road underbridge now. We'll walk down the stairs and I'll give you a look beside the thing. Actually, mightn't have to walk down the stairs. I can just go around the corner and have a look over this sort of balcony. Yeah, beautiful. All right. Now we can walk right along the old tracks, which we'll get to in just a minute. There's actually a group of people coming. So this track leads right up to Sydney Yard. It goes under a building and pops up in Sydney Yard. So for those of you who are familiar with Sydney's rail network and are familiar with going through Sydney Yard, the slew of tracks that head into Central's country platforms, so platforms 1 to 14. You'll notice to the left of platform 1 there is a track that goes sort of downhill and curves around to the left and looks as if it goes underground. It's pretty much because it does. It swings around to the left and goes under this building and out through here to the goods lane. And there's actually an old signal up here too, signal SY80 I think it is. So SY being Sydney Yard. Some nice old buildings here too. The ABC building. There's got a bit of work happening around it though. So we'll head upstairs. Actually, we'll head up the escalators. Lazy, I know. And down the stairs. You know, there's a signal up there to the left, so we'll get a much closer look at that. And then I'll show you through the gap in the fence the tunnel that heads up to Sydney Yard near Sydney Terminal. Sydney Terminal's was just another name for Central Station's intercity, interstate, country platforms. All right, there's the tunnel. There's the escalators that are blocked off. That's all right. There are stairs here. Here we got that old signal.
I mean, that's fine. I was going to do something.
SY80. Pretty cool views from up here too. Kind of looks like there may have been maybe overhead wiring here at some point. Here you go, you've still got the tracks. That head up to Sydney Terminal, so it's just a short tunnel. I head up to Sydney Yard, sorry, I should say. And this tunnel through here just heads up towards Railway Square, and or you can just continue through the Devonshire Street tunnel onto Central Station. But anyway, that is all for this video. Thanks for watching. Give the video a thumbs up and share the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's always greatly appreciated, and we'll catch you very, very soon. Ciao.